Hey, so as I said in the last video, I was going to talk about why I changed my art style, so here we go. If you're wondering why I'm using text-to-speech, I didn't really want to use my real voice. My voice sounds weird when I record it in audio, so I'll use text-to-speech for this video. So, I'll first go over why I changed the way I draw feet, since that was the first thing I changed in my art. I liked the way it looked before, but there were two problems: how the feet would be positioned and how I would draw shoes. There wasn't much space for me to work with adding shoes to characters, since there was very little space to work with in my art, and it would also be difficult for people to understand if a character was standing on their toes or not, because the feet kinda just looked like little stubs instead of actual feet. I decided to change that, and I'm glad I did, because now I'll have more space on the foot to draw shoes, and people will actually be able to tell if a character is on their toes or not. Also, because of the way I drew feet before, it would also be really hard for me to draw certain types of shoes. Next is the way I draw eyes. I really didn't like the way I drew eyes before, because to me they just looked like open squares with some lines attached to them. I also gave myself some weird thing where if I was drawing a girl I would give her a certain amount of lashes, which in hindsight wasn't the best idea. It overall in my opinion looked ugly, and it was also hard to position the eyes because of their rectangular shape, so I changed them and they look so cute now. I also changed the way I draw eye because it would be very hard to tell if someone was squinting or not, because it all just looked the same, and now I can make the characters I draw have actual squinting eyes. And finally is the way I draw heads. I used to draw them as ovals, but to me it just looked like a bubble head, because it kinda was. There wasn't really any way I could make the heads look right because they were just ovals, so things like hair and facial features also looked very weird, which might have contributed to the reason I didn't like the way I drew eyes before. I made a poll on my Instagram asking if I should have kept the way I drew heads or the way I currently draw heads, and I think you can tell which opinion almost everyone chose. Another reason I wanted to draw more diverse heads was because I wanted to draw different things like animals and fandoms, and my art would look very weird if I drew a character like, let's say, Papyrus with some oval for a head. And I'm very happy with the way I draw heads now because I can now accurately draw some of my characters and characters from fandoms with proper heads, and my characters with normal will finally have a proper head. So those are the reasons why I changed my art style, and I want to let you guys know that this is my decision and mine alone. I'm sorry if you like the way I drew before, but I didn't, and I hope you can understand, and I hope you like my current style. Sorry if I sounded rude, I just wanted to let you guys know. Anyways, I'll also be changing my content from being mostly about animation to being mostly about speed paints. Animation takes a while for me and I don't really have much energy, even if I just do tweening. So I'll mostly be doing speed paints and maybe an animation once in a while. But without further ado, goodbye everyone. I'll see you in the next speed paint, which will hopefully be